All right, if you've been following the world of AI at all, you definitely know the name GPT. Well, get ready because OpenAI has just dropped its brand new flagship model, GPT-5. And from everything we're hearing, this is way more than just another update. People are saying it's a fundamental shift in what AI can even do. So, what's actually under the hood? Let's break it down. Maybe the best way to grasp the scale of this thing comes straight from OpenAI's CEO Sam Altman. He said that after he used GPT-5, going back to GPT-4 felt, and I quote, miserable. Think about that. He compared it to the jump from an old pixelated screen to a super sharp Retina display. That's a huge statement. It means the new standard is so good, the old one just instantly feels broken. So that's the big question, right? What exactly is this Retina upgrade? What gives it that incredible sharpness and clarity? In this explainer, we're going to unpack the key advancements that are making this leap possible, from its core reasoning powers to all the new ways it can literally become a part of our daily lives. Okay, let's start with the most important part, the brain of the operation. The single biggest leap for GPT-5 is its raw intelligence. It's not just a little smarter. It actually seems to think in a totally different way.
Sam Altman gave us a really helpful way to think about this. He said GPT-3 was kind of like a creative, but kind of unreliable high schooler. GPT-4 was more like a smart, capable college student. But GPT-5, he says that feels like talking to a PhD-level expert. Now, that doesn't just mean it knows more facts. It means it can synthesize information, connect the dots, and show a much, much deeper understanding of a subject. It's more reliable.
Now, one of the biggest headaches with AI has always been this problem of hallucinations. When the AI just confidently makes stuff up. For AI to be truly useful in really important fields like medicine or finance, we have to be able to trust what it says. And tackling that trust problem was a massive goal for the GPT-5 team. So how does it fight off those hallucinations? Well, it's not just one thing. It's a whole bunch of smart fixes working together. It has a way more advanced reasoning engine that can weigh different possible answers. It's also got a much bigger memory or context window, so it doesn't contradict itself. And this is a big one. It has better chain of thought planning. It actually maps out a logical path before it starts talking instead of just guessing the next word. And it's all built on much higher quality, cleaner training data. Okay, so we've established it has this expert-level brain. But what can you actually do with it? This is where GPT-5 stops being just a smart tool and starts becoming a true, proactive co-pilot for your work. One of the most mind-blowing new features is something Altman calls software on demand. Basically, GPT-5 is so good at coding now that you can ask it to build entire apps, websites, or tools with just a simple prompt. In one demo, it whipped up a fully working interactive game for learning French in just a few seconds. That's a total game changer. And look, this isn't just hype or a feeling. The proof is in the numbers. When you look at the key industry tests for coding, GPT-5 just crushes the previous models. It's not even close. This is what led OpenAI to say it's, quote, the best model in the world at coding. This incredible coding skill feeds into an even bigger idea, agentic functionality. And this is a really critical step forward. It's the AI's ability to go beyond simple, one-off commands and act like an autonomous assistant. You can give it a big, high-level goal, and it can figure out the steps and get it done all by itself. So think about what this workflow means. Instead of asking for a single chart, you could assign a whole project. You could say, hey, analyze our Q3 sales data, figure out the top 3 regional trends, and then build me a slide deck for the marketing meeting. The AI would then plan it all out. It would go get the data, run the analysis, write the summary, and build the presentation. It does the whole thing, only checking in with you when it needs to. Now, to pull off these complex, multi-step jobs, an AI needs a really good short-term memory. We measure that with something called a context window. And GPT-5's window is a staggering 256,000 tokens. A token is basically a piece of a word. So you can just think of this as the raw amount of information the model can hold in its head at one time. But what does 256,000 tokens really mean in practice?
It means GPT-5 can process and analyze the equivalent of an entire novel in a single go. You can upload huge documents, entire code bases, or super long research papers, and it won't lose track of the details from page 1 all the way to the end. So beyond all that raw power, a huge focus for this release was on the user experience, making it feel more natural, more personal. A lot of the early testers keep saying the same thing. The model just feels more human. First off, they've made the whole experience simpler. Gone are the days where you had to pick which version of the model to use. GPT-5 has a smart router that automatically figures out how complex your request is and applies just the right amount of power for the job. It just works, which makes everything feel way more intuitive. And the push to make it personal goes even further. You can now give it different personalities, like a cynic or a helpful nerd, and you can customize the look of the app. But even more important are the deep integrations with tools you already use, like Gmail and Google Calendar. That, plus more natural-sounding voice tones, is all about turning this from a generic tool into your assistant, one that really fits your life. Of course, with all this incredible new power comes a whole lot of responsibility. And OpenAI says they've built safety and ethics right into the core design of GPT-5. Right from the very beginning. A key innovation here is a new framework called safe completions. So instead of just shutting you down with a blunt, "I can't help with that," GPT-5 will try to give you the most helpful, constructive answer it can while staying within safe boundaries. And this is crucial. If it can't fully answer, it will tell you why, which helps build transparency and trust. So why does that matter so much? Because people are already using AI for really serious, real-world questions. With this new approach, if you ask about a health topic, you won't just get a hard no. Instead, the model can give you safe, high-level information and then guide you on how to have a more productive chat with an actual doctor. It's about being genuinely helpful, not just evasive. So when you put all these pieces together, the expert-level intelligence, the ability to act on its own, the deep personalization, and the built-in safety, it becomes pretty clear that GPT-5 is setting a completely new standard for the entire AI industry. This launch also shows they're thinking about the whole ecosystem. See, GPT-5 isn't just one single product. It's actually a whole family of models. You've got the main flagship model for the heavy-duty tasks, then there's a mini version that's faster and cheaper for simpler questions, and there's even a nano model designed to run super efficiently right on your phone. The idea is to have the perfect tool for every single job. But for all these incredible advances, even its own creators are quick to point out what's still missing. Sam Altman admits that while GPT-5 is generally intelligent, it doesn't continuously learn from its conversations with you. That ability to adapt and grow in real time, he says that's still the next great mountain to climb on the path to true AGI. Ultimately, the arrival of GPT-5 really signals a major shift in how we relate to AI. We're moving from a tool that we simply ask questions to a partner that we can truly collaborate with. We now have an expert-level collaborator that's ready to analyze, plan, and build right alongside us. The technology is here, so the only question left is the one we all get to answer together. What are we gonna build with it?